Ever wonder how attackers discover information about their victim's environment? Tossing and turning all night trying to figure it out? Contrary to popular belief, there's no Harry Potter wizardry involved. It's actually quite simple. They use a fundamental piece of infrastructure inside the network, the Active Directory. What is the Active Directory? It's a database that stores information about all users, servers, PCs, and applications inside the corporation. Any employee connected to the domain, regardless of their privileges, can access the information of these resources. The secretary, the CEO, the IT manager, they all have access to the Active Directory. You might be thinking, okay, great, but these are all employees. What exactly does the Active Directory mean for attackers? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me show you why it's important to attackers. We're going to run a few commands, so let's open up a Windows PowerShell. Looks like we're having an identity crisis here. Okay, I'm Mike from McDonald's. This command shows us the effective permissions of the user account. Notice here, he's nobody special, but he is part of the domain users group, which means he has regular user privileges, and so he can ask anything from the Active Directory. For example, he can see where the domain controllers are located. Next, let's see the subnets of the network. Okay, now that we've gotten the basics of our environment, let's clear the screen and see what we can find out about the assets inside. With this one net command, I get a full list of all the workstations and servers joined to the domain. Now, I want to find out more information about this server, so let's copy and paste it into this command. Here are all the attributes of this server. For example, Service Principal Name, also known as SPN. Every application and service in the network that requires authentication must be registered in the AD. In this case, we can see the MSSQL service registered under this server, indicating that this server is hosting MSSQL. Last logon. This is the last time the user logged on. Operating system. We can see this server is running Windows Server 2012. All right, time to kick it up a notch. Let's search for a specific SPN and enumerate all the computers and servers in the domain that are running this service. This is called SPN scanning. Here, I am scanning for Microsoft SQL servers. Okay, let's do another SPN scan, and this time, we'll get the computers with distributed file system service. We'll clear the screen again, and now we'll search for all the admins of the domain. This command filters for all privileged accounts. Now we'll take one of these admins and fetch all of the attributes associated with this user. As you can see, we get things like PWD last set, the date and time that the password was last changed, service principal name, and member of, groups in which the user currently belongs. These help us better understand who the target is without scanning each and every host. And finally, our last command enumerates all of the crackable service accounts. These accounts are exposed to local brute force attacks on their passwords, making them extremely easy to obtain if they're not properly secured. This is why the Active Directory is so valuable for attackers. They use these same commands I just showed you to obtain a list of all the corporation's resources from any computer connected to the domain. Here's the takeaway. Attackers don't view the Active Directory as a traditional resource management tool. They view it as an exploitable asset. I hope you now understand what the Active Directory means for attackers. Thank you for watching, and please visit our website at www.javelin-networks.com to learn more.